Hey guys, welcome to the very first episode of Mind Over Miller. I'm Jazz Miller, and wow, I can't believe I'm actually doing this. If you're here listening right now, thank you, truly. This podcast is something I wanted to start for a while, but if I'm being honest, I talked myself out of it so many times. I'd get excited, come up with ideas, picture how it could all look and feel, and then boom, fear would creep in. Thoughts like, who's going to listen to me? What if I sound awkward? What if I start strong, then mess it up? Or what if people just don't get it? Sound familiar? But eventually I realized that fear, the overthinking, the self doubt, the anxiety was exactly why I needed to do this. So today I want to tell you a little bit about why I'm doing this podcast, how I got here, and why it matters so much to me. Let's rewind a little. Public speaking has always been hard for me, like seriously hard. As a kid, I was the one who would freeze up in class when called on. In group settings, I would rehearse what I wanted to say in my head over and over, and then say nothing. Even as an adult, I still feel that tightness in my chest when I have to speak in front of people, even on Zoom or in small meetings. I second guess myself constantly. I wonder if I sound unsure, if I'm being clear, if I'm being too much. It's like my voice gets caught between my thoughts and my throat, and I hate that feeling. And yet, I've always had so much to say. I'm the kind of person who feels everything deeply. I reflect a lot, I overthink, but I also notice the little things. I've always wanted to share those thoughts, to connect with people, to make them feel less alone, and to remind myself I'm not alone either. But the anxiety part, it always got in the way. Until now. Starting this podcast is my way of facing fear head on. It's my way of stepping out of my comfort zone and saying, I may not have a perfect voice, but I have something to say. It's scary, don't get me wrong, but it also feels really, really important because I know I'm not the only one who struggles with this. I know I'm not the only person who stays quiet out of fear. I know I'm not the only one who's ever thought, what if I mess this up? And if you're nodding along right now, if that sounds like you too, this podcast is for you. Mind Over Miller is a space where we talk about the real stuff: life, growth, anxiety, healing, the moments that shape us, the stuff we don't always say out loud. This isn't about being perfect or polished. It's not about giving advice or pretending to have all the answers. It's about being honest, vulnerable, and human. Some episodes will be solo, just me and the mic figuring it out in real time. Some will have guests who bring their own stories, lessons, and experiences. Some will be deep, others might be light and a little chaotic, but every episode will be real. I don't have a radio voice. I don't always speak with confidence. I pause, I stumble, I repeat myself, and I get in my own head. But I show up anyways. And I hope that gives you permission to show up too. Let me ask you something. When's the last time you did something that scared you a little bit? Like truly made you feel exposed, but also kind of alive at the same time? That's what this podcast feels like for me. It's a little scary, a little overwhelming, but also feels like the beginning of something really good. Because I'm finally using my voice, even if it shakes. I'm finally creating instead of just dreaming. I'm finally letting myself be seen as I am. And that's growth. So thank you for being here. Thank you for pressing play. And thank you for giving me a few minutes of your day. If you're someone who also on a journey to grow, to heal, to speak up, or just to feel a little more okay being human, you're in the right space. I hope this podcast becomes a space where you feel safe to feel, safe to learn, safe to be imperfect. Because we don't need more perfect voices. We need more honest ones. We need people who are willing to say, I felt that too. People who are willing to show up before they're ready. People who are figuring it out as they go and being real about it. That's what Mind Over Miller is all about. So if you're into that, stick around. New episodes will be dropping weekly, and I'd love to have you along for the ride. Until then, take care of yourself, speak kindly to yourself, and maybe, just maybe, do something this week that scares you a little, but also helps you grow. Don't forget to follow Mind Over Miller, and if this resonated with you, share it with someone who might need it. We're just getting started, and I can't wait to see where this goes. Talk to you next episode.